Hello and welcome to Rushton Caravans and Motorhomes. This is a Bailey Unicorn Cattegena, and this is a handover video to demonstrate some of the key features and benefits of this particular caravan. So you have a stabilised hitch, an Alco 3004 stabilised hitch on the front here. We need to make sure the tow ball is an extended neck and it is clear of any paint or contaminants or rust, and there is no need to grease the ball because inside this hitch head there are friction pads which will grip around the ball on the bare metal and reduce snaking. You've also got automatic trailer control, which is here, which is made by Alco and acts as effectively ABS brakes on the 13-pin connection. On that, it will apply the brakes either side to regain control if you do start to lose, if it starts to sway, and without you having to do anything. As we come round, we've got our freshwater vent just there, so that's our inlet. So we put the submersible part beneath the waterline before plugging into the side of the van. Sitting next to it is the Aldi central heating exhaust. We don't need to do anything, just allow it to vent to do its thing. Next to that is the gas cabinet. So on other caravans, they tend to have the gas cabinets at the front. Bailey redesigned them to put them just in front of the axle here. There's space for 2 gas bottles inside here, and because of the Aldi central heating, it's always better to use propane. You can fit up to 2 6-kilo gas bottles in this cabin. This cabin is sealed, so no gas can leak inside into the living area. However, there are holes in the floor which will allow gas to escape if it leaks out the bottle. You've got a PowerTouch Evolution all-wheel drive mover here as well. It's a manual engagement, and you'll need to turn on the isolator when ready to use and then turn it off when you're finished, but we'll show you this in person. We've got our grey water outlets just here, and they are from your shower, sink and kitchen sink. You've then got your toilet, so the flush goes in the top compartment there. Follow the instructions on the bottle, and then you've got your cassette, which is behind this door here. When you get to the emptying point, take the grey cap round, the orange cap comes off, and you'll be able to empty by pressing the top button. Once you've then come back to the caravan, it's all rinsed off, put it back together, put the blue chemical in the bottom. You've got storage under the bed just here. Our mains inlet is just here as well, and we've got an external mains point as well. We've got our fridge exhaust, and at the front we've got a gas barbecue point which is just there. Stepping into the van, on the right hand side we've got our mains control panel, which is just here. We can turn on our main system here. We've then got our entry lights and our awning light. We can then switch between an internal and external pump. For the external to run from the Aquaroll, switch it down to EXT, and that will allow water to come into the van when you open a cold tap or turn the water heater on. If you press internal, it will come from the internal onboard water tank, which will need to be filled separately. On the kitchen side, we've got our central heating panel just here. We can operate by turning on, and once it loads, we can press menu. We've then got a number of settings. The first one shows the room temperature. This is a combi boiler, so it can run from off all the way up to 30 degrees. The next one is a water boost function, so you can increase it to take power away from the heating and increase the water heater. When you are in the middle of the summer, you may want hot water, but you may not want the heat. If you switch it down to 5 degrees, it can still run on its economy mode. If you want to increase the temperature quicker of the water, use this arrow just here, this plus sign. The next one is the power setting, so we can run it off 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts of electric by doing that, or we can use it on the gas by doing that. You can also use it in combination, and the most efficient way is between 1 and 2 kilowatts of electric and the gas as well. To turn it off, just press the buttons to reduce. On this settings button here, you can set it up to come on for certain timings, but I'll leave you to go through the handbooks and manuals to do that. With your oven, hob and grill, we need to make sure that this lid goes fully up before any gas will flow through. You've got an electric ring, which is controlled by the far left knob there, and 3 gas ones. We've then got a grill and an oven on the right hand side. With your oven, you've also got a label just on the inside here, which has got the serial number on. This is the serial number for this particular oven unit, and if you never need any spare parts, they're the numbers you'll need. Underneath here, we've got a pot cupboard as well. Underneath the wardrobe, the cupboard to the left of the cooker, there are gas isolation valves, which are just here, and they're indicated what they are on the back of the door. In theory, you won't need to use them, but it's important you know where they are just in case. With the fridge, turn it on using this one here. We can then either choose mains, gas, or the car battery whilst towing. It is automatic ignition, so you don't need to do anything. If it does fault out because it's not being able to cool down, like I've selected car battery now, you'll get an audible alarm to ask you to investigate what the problem is. To change the temperature, so I've just put it back to mains because I'm plugged into mains, we can change the temperature using this one here. You've got a little defrost setting here for around the freezer to allow the freezer door to open once frosted up. If you do need to reset the fridge freezer, hold this one in for 3 seconds. With your microwave, it's fitted from the factory, so there is no need to remove it whilst travelling. The only thing that is worth taking out is the plate so it doesn't spin around and crack. Underneath here, we've got plenty of storage and access under the bed. You then got wardrobe space. All the way around, and on this side you've also got your Aldi central heating reservoir. This has got antifreeze in, which is the thing that as the system is on will warm up, and it will warm up the room. In terms of it, it's been set by our engineers to have the right levels in, and when antifreeze gets warm, it expands, so that's why it's just above the minimum level just there. If you do need to top it up, you only top it up when it's cold, like the same theory you would do on a car with oil. And you just take off the cap at the top there and undo the screw cap beneath. With the toilets, we've got our flush, which is the blue button. This one here will light up when it's time to empty. Underneath here, we've got a grey catch. Push it towards the rear wall to open. Use the toilet. It's a rotational bowl so you can sit comfy. You can then press the flush, get rid of everything, but at the end of using the toilet, please make sure you close that cassette, that blade, back into the middle. That will allow you to stop any smell coming back up, but also will allow the cassette to be pulled out when it's time to empty. That's part of the central heating system, so be careful of that when you stand up. And then you've got your vanity unit and your shower just there. So those are the key aspects of this Bailey. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to ask.